God damn it.
Eddie Leonard's.
Hi, Xavier Meowhorn from Arns Pike.
Yeah, what can I do you for?
Yeah, do you have anything that can get probably about 2,000 years of Tunisian desert dust out of Precambrian carbon fiber nanoweave?
Oh, yeah, we got all that stuff. We talking like a full barn here?
It's pretty in there, yeah.
Don't worry, pal. At Eddie Leonard's...
Reminder, look into the security incident
Yeah.
on 11.
Remind me later.
Reminder set.
Sorry.
Talking antique here.
What?
This thing's an antique, yeah? You said pre-camera phone?
Yeah, Precambrian, yeah. Probably a bit older than that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's like 70s, 80s. How old we talking?
I don't know, like 6-7 billion years?
Okay.
Hello? Okay, the flower farm is working pretty well. Something fell out of the sky a minute ago, and I don't actually know what it was, but it could be that some of the timing is off. I've redone it so all the flowers come down in a big ball, because if they come down individually, that's, 10 times as many item entities as there need to be. But it is, as you may or may not be able to tell, starting to kind of fill up, and dandelions are a bit overrepresented, just based on the flower distribution in some of the corners, so I might have to find something to do with those. But it is working, so that's a start. We're going to come back to that later. I still need to have it actually land on something, but that's another part of a much more complicated system. So, moving on. But now that that's moderately working, there are still a lot of other loose ends that we need to tie up around Moer. For example, these buildings that are, again, just squares in the ground. So to go down the list, one, and this one's been bothering me for a while, this is not a functional interior. These are supposed to have staircases in them, or at least one of them is, and these walls are supposed to be solid and not, again, structural integrity of a Cadbury creme egg. This building is supposed to be, I guess the best equivalent is a post office. I need somewhere for people to leave deliveries, because previously they were just leaving it like there somewhere where the map used to be, and they got in the way. So I need a place for that to be dropped off, because we're coming up on Halloween and Christmas season again, and I need to not be tripping over them. This scaffolding needs to turn into a wall so that we can get a little more verticality to the city, and again, I thought I would be over there by the time I got there. This is another can of worms that we'll address much later. And this tunnel needs to go somewhere, and I have a rough idea. Oh, great. Hello? Time warp. Okay. This tunnel needs to go somewhere. God damn it! Rude. This tunnel needs to go somewhere. I have a rough idea of what I'm going to be doing with that. And I've been going back and editing, and it occurred to me that I never used the clip where I came down here and showed this. So we have a small path down to Goliath over here, which doesn't actually go to the access tunnel for Goliath. And I'm really worried that I'm going to look in here and find that it's stuck. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And we also need to fix Goliath, because this redstone is on a chunk border and it keeps breaking. So we got to make this slightly smaller. And speaking of Goliath, we have a number of farms that need to have their outputs actually brought to a place where they are human reachable, and not, say, at the bottom of a 400-foot hole or in a room with no doors. So that's probably a priority. And I need to put in these aqueducts, and I don't know how these ones are going to work, because they do overlap one another, but I'm gonna try, I guess, and that's the best that I can hope for. And I believe I have talked long enough that the intro music has had more than enough time to fade out, so we can now fade into time-lapse music. My gut's telling me that might be a bit too tall. Okay, I'm a lot happier with this compared to what I had here before. I've tried to save what details I thought were worth saving. Obviously, that balcony and the bottom is still the same, but a little bit taller. But everything else is gone, and I feel a lot better about it. That's one of the major buildings from the October project that I didn't like out of the way, and your days are numbered, pal. So. Good start. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll figure it out. But moving on, let's talk about some other new things. Probably already guessing one. This tunnel by the cactus flower farm finally goes somewhere, and I just great bump my head trying to streamline this conversation. One, it goes over to here, and two, it obviously just goes straight through and comes out the other side. Where the bulk storage for the pumpkins used to be, which means that I have to walk even further to get rid of the... why am I looking in here? Oh, okay, it's not so bad. It's not so bad because I have this barrel full and that barrel full and this barrel full. But, you know, what can you do? I got to start just composting them. And the other place that this tunnel goes is this reservoir? I don't know what the hell this is. And this is now how you get into the governor's manor. Which I think is an improvement. That was previously just a one block water hole down here, and it shot you up a little bit too high, and I think that this is a better angle for entry. So, still need to kick Zacticon to finish decorating this, but we're working on something else right now, so that might take a while. I'm looking at this aqueduct from an angle that conceals the fact that I haven't finished it, but I have started it, and that's worth something. But I am planning to put, again, a building in over here. So it's the same jigsaw puzzle made of zip ties problem. I can't start on one element until I've started the other element, and I can't start on that element because of the first element, and I can't undo them once they're in. So it's a start. But this actually does just feed directly into the Ossuary, I think I've been calling this, because it's moss and bones. It's a pun. An ossuary is a place where you put bones. I can understand that people might not know that word off the top of their heads. Anyway, so that's that done, and I have also finished, I say finished in very loose air quotes, the air quotes post office, the package drop zone, sort of. Not really, actually, but yeah, there's some stuff we need to do. Mainly, we need a way to get in, and I'm going to make this easy on people, because if it's hard to get in here, then nobody's going to go in there, and they're just going to leave boxes on the ground, which is what I'm specifically trying to avoid. So, to get in, all you gotta do, god damn it, all you gotta do is you just gotta climb up these vines. You hop on the azalea, you hop on the vines, and you hop over here. I should probably put some sort of platform here to jump to, because you can bump your head and fall, but, I mean, come on, seriously? So, you know, you'll be fine. And this is completely empty. That's sort of the problem. So I need shelves of some variety, and I haven't planned it at all, so we're just gonna wing it. Okay, let's just try something like this. We're gonna go with oak to match the oak bookcases. Just a very straightforward shelving unit. Where's my circular saw? There we go. Okay, so that's got room for a couple of chests. By that I mean 4. And I'm not sure if I want to have chests already there for people to put stuff in, or if I want people to provide their own chests. Because if I leave these empty, that's also room to put, you know, if someone just brings over a shulker box, I can leave a shulker box there. Do I have? Yes, I do. But if the chests are already there, you know, that's a little easier. People don't even have to do that. Okay, seriously? God damn it. It's not my day. I'm having a bad day. I think this is going to be pre-made storage, and that's just going to go like that. It's probably fine. That looks kind of weird, though. That's a little better. I think I can. I think that's fine, maybe. And I think just right here can be just if somebody wants to bring their own shulker or leave their own chest and doesn't want to, like, you know, if maybe these are all full, or maybe, I don't know. If for some reason you want to leave your own box here, you can leave it on that shelf, I guess. There are only 7 slots, which I don't think is going to be a huge problem. I mean, there's only like 6 or 7 of us on the server at any given time, and it seems staggeringly unlikely that I'm going to be getting more than 7 packages in a span before I can process any of them. And if you come over to my house and leave 7 boxes at once just in response to me saying that, and then say, oh, you ran out of room on your shelf, I'm coming to your house and I'm burning it down. And I don't care if it's made out of stone. I will put wood in it and set it on fire. All right? Understood? Okay. And I honestly think, having said all of that, that I might even just have a separate shelf over here, and this shelf can be if someone wants to leave something for me, and this one can be if they want to leave it for Zacticon, so that nobody has to bother sticking a label on it. I don't know. All right, we're going to pop that there so everyone knows this is my shelf, and if the beehive didn't make it obvious, I'm going to find somewhere to stick this. Yeah, there we go. That I think indicates well enough whose shelf this is. Okay, so now we've got a spot where people can leave a short memo if they leave something in the box, and I guess the same over here except for here because there's a banner in the way. Okay, so let's just say I've just arrived at Moer. I'm going to choose to ignore him for the time being. I was really hoping I'd be in the overworld by now. Okay, I want to drop off a package. Where do I go? Oh, it's obviously right over here, and then up this vine, and then onto these trap doors that I've placed for your convenience so you don't bump your head, and then just right down. That's not where the ladder is. And then I'm in. And then I can just drop off this emblem banner pattern and 3 brown banners, which I actually need back because I need to go put those back where I found them. Maybe, you know, hey, Merry Christmas, Zacticon. Have a box with 2 jungle signs in it. Yeah, I think that's good. I can live with that. Just have to tell people to do that now. And of course, they're all going to get mad at me because they have to climb a vine to get in here because they want everything to have doors. And then, of course, we want to properly label this building from the outside. And I think that chest and person with arms raised, and then diamond says gift wrapping area. I don't know. Let's try. Yeah, I think that's good. And then one of the advantages of this is that you can actually just check the boxes straight through the... Nope. You can almost do it. Check the boxes straight through the... Come on. Straight through... Well, you can check some of the boxes straight through the window. And as I'm walking past here, I can see, oh, you know, there's boxes in here, or there's boxes in here. And, you know, cheaters can just do this and walk right in. I'm going to have to find some way to fix that. But there's one slight downside with this that I'm not yet clear on how to resolve. This view is gone. I need to put something here for sure. I just don't know what. This is still kind of fine. This gives you a view of the river, but this is nothing, to put it generously. The XP farm in Moer in the Omelis building has been broken for a while now, and I'm getting real sick of coming over here to repair all my stuff and restock on XP bottles. Mainly because restocking on XP bottles here is painful. I have to put down a knowledge catalyst, I have to fill it with bottles. It's a whole thing. So I'm going to actually just put in a XP bottle manufacturing plant in the Enderman farm that at least can speed things up for me. Let's see. Knowledge catalyst here, and I'm just going to put this on a toggle so that bare minimum, I guess hello. Bare minimum, I guess, if other people don't want to be filling up my XP bottles, I can't imagine why they wouldn't want to do that. Hello. Then, you know, they can turn that off. And so to do that, to stop a knowledge catalyst from picking stuff up, you just push a block on top of it, and I think that's enough to count. Well, let's see, actually. Yeah, but if I were to do this, there we go. Okay, and the last thing I need to do, I had this slightly wrong. I think I need to do this, and then do I have mud or something? Okay, and then I just want to put you down there. Stair, stair, and so now these are accessible. And in theory, I should just have to put 4 filler items in there. And then where did I put them? Right here. I'm going to test this. I should just have to put a glass, or several glass bottles in here, in theory. And those don't have a slot to go into the catalyst, so they should just drop onto the soul sand, which means they'll get picked up by the hopper under the soul sand and go into that barrel. Okay. The only downside being if you're standing right here, you will just, you know, pick them up, which, you know, whatever. I could probably fix that, but... Okay, so that solves that problem. It's still, you know, kind of slow to make bottles, because that's just sort of the way it is, but I would imagine if we just sort of leave this running over time, it'll skim enough off the top as I'm just repairing my stuff normally that I'll have a decent backlog of bottles at some point. And I would imagine that once we get a working XP farm in Moer again, that we will probably be making one of those over wherever that is as well. But that is a project for later. Speaking of Omelis, I have had an idea on how to fix Omelis, and it's going to take one of you. Don't dare. Ha! Okay, got it. I do also want you. God damn it. There we go. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wrong one, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one! Okay, so it's a relatively straightforward fix. It does make it slightly less efficient and slightly harder to stock with a million entities, which are, you know, both of the problems that I had with the original Allay-based design. But I think by and large, it's still not bad. So I have removed all of the Allays, which was not easy. I probably should have just killed them, but I felt bad for them after 2 generations of torture for some reason. And we just need to actually get rid of the piston, because we can't use a piston for this. You go there. And this, I think, can stay. However, we do actually need to move this up 1, and these stairs have to be replaced, I think. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is we need to make the tube a little bit taller to accommodate the slightly taller mob that is going into it. And I believe that that is the height that it needs to be. And we also probably should put stairs here. And I don't think this is going to screw us over. And that one... Yeah, okay. So this one right here becomes where the... Hello? Excuse me? Dispenser goes. That was odd. And we just run the redstone line up. God damn it. Run the redstone line up there. We get rid of this, and we do that. We pop a dispenser here, but we don't want it facing that way, so we're just going to down. Okay. That's the tough part. Done, I think. Next, that surely is not enough space for a silverfish to fit through. I don't know why I thought turning on hitboxes would help there. I think that that is probably fine. I don't think that they can get stuck anywhere in there. So barrel there, and that will be our backlog supply. I only have one. Great. Okay, so now we add the one circuit that I've been trying to add to this for a while now and just never got around to it, and then the whole thing broke and it didn't seem worth my time. Which of course is the timing circuit that automatically shuts this thing down after X amount of minutes so that the mobs in there don't just die. And we just want your basic hopper timer. What is in... Huh? Okay, sure. And I don't have the actual timer items to put in this, but that's fine. And we just do one of these. Nope. So when the system is off, this comparator will keep the timer locked. We'll see how that works in a minute. And then there's going to be a redstone torch here, which will pulse when the timer finishes its cycle. Hopefully the redstone will not activate any of these trapdoors. These are all transparent blocks, so that shouldn't be an issue. And we just run a line back into here, which ordinarily would do nothing because, oh lord, there's also nothing in any of these hoppers, and I have nothing to put there. And now all we should have to do, boy, I sure hope I did all this right, is take our witch, pop her down in here. Yeah, there she is. She's still poisoned and is about to, yep, poison me. So witches regenerate a lot slower than allays do. Not by much, but just enough that if you were to use, for example, a block crushing them or magma, which has other problems, they would eventually die. It would take a while, but it would happen at some point, and then you'd have to get a whole bunch more witches, which is a lot harder than getting a whole bunch more allays. But because powdered snow ticks damage slower than a block squishing them, you know, I think it's about that speed. They are able to regenerate just enough to keep up with it. You also can't use magma because they will drink a potion of fire resistance and become immune to it. But there's currently no potion of cold resistance, so you're screwed, bucko! I don't know if it comes across in the tone of my voice, but I am a little bit ill, and I keep losing my train of thought when I pause every 2 minutes to cough. So I'm probably not explaining this as well as I could, but I think it makes... It's the same basic principle. I just use a witch instead of an allay and powdered snow instead of crushing it. Fairly straightforward. And this mechanism here, just for the record, when a powder snow bucket dispenses, because powdered snow buckets don't stack, the signal strength goes down. Right now it's at 2, but because buckets do stack, the signal strength goes down just enough that this machine turns back on. I'm using blocks of bamboo for the timer because they have to go somewhere. And once that ticks down, it's not exactly the length of a splash potion, but it's close enough. This thing will pulse, pull the powdered snow bucket back in, which will lock the timer again until such time that this switch manually triggers it from down below. And I want to do one more thing. I want to swap this line here out for a target block, just so there's no nonsense with quasi-connectivity with that dispenser. I don't think there would be, but I want to make absolutely certain, because we are technically powering it through this block, and sometimes it's fine. So I think that's everything. Now I do only have one encothing potion, but it might work. The other downside with using powdered snow too is that we do also, because it's not pulsing as fast, we lose some efficiency there, but we also lose some efficiency because it takes some time for them to actually freeze and start taking damage. But let's give it a test, I guess. I can't think of anything else that I need to really do to this. The XP farm mode might not technically work now because the allays are falling from like half a block, or not the allays, the silverfish are... I'm pretty ill. The silverfish are falling from half a block further up, so they might just die anyway, but whatever. We're just going to turn that off anyway. Open this up. This should all still be fine. Okay. Oh, and this needs to be a button now, I think, right? Let's go. Okay. The witch is encothed. And it takes a second. There we go. Okay, taking damage, healing. And it is only a 10% chance per damage tick, which is why you want a lot of them. There we go. Got it. Okay, that took a while. So yeah, this is not good at all anymore. Which is why, again, we need to stack a ton of witches in here. I had 48 allays before, and at the speed that this is running, I probably would need double that in witches to match that efficiency. But let me check this here. We can also see that this is now running. Oh, and again, yeah, we are also going to lose some measure of efficiency because this timer is not exactly 3 minutes. So, oh, okay. So there's more. Yeah, this is, we need more witches. Oh, and you hear that? The system just switched back off automatically. It does, this is the one problem. I think I need to add a circuit here to lock this while this is turning back off, because otherwise if I were to go down and hit the button right now, the timer would be way out of sync and it wouldn't really work. So it's not as good as it was, which was always the goal. But it is working again, and I don't have to build a new one for a little while, and if the XP farm part of it can still be salvaged, then I also can stop going to the Enderman farm or the bird plate for XP, which was the other goal, because that, even if it's slower, like it just, I need some source of XP here, because this is awful. So is my inventory. Good lord, this is not even the right box. I might be really sick. Now, you don't have to name tag mobs that come out of a snare cage because they're marked persistent, but I am going to name tag this one. Not quite the same impact when it's not literally tortured spirit children, but, you know, it is a little easier for me to rationalize torturing witches. She poisoned me, like, come on. This is a little harder for me to justify.
Zardoz, your god, speaks to you, his chosen ones. You have been raised up from brutality. Go forth and kill. Zardoz has spoken.
It took Dewey months to not finish what I did in 3 days.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, you know the museum was supposed to be open September 22nd?
Was it?
Mm-hmm.